In this video, I want to share with you 3 signs that clearly let you know that you're seeking women's validation. Now, maybe you think it's normal to do this, right? In the sense that, well, I do want a woman to like me, and I will feel good if she does so. Yeah, but at the same time, can't you see that you don't really feel good enough internally and you're using women to feel better about yourself? And what I mean by this is, well, if she likes you, sudden surge of dopamine, but if she doesn't like you, you start feeling like shit. You start questioning whether you're a good man, a worthy man of attraction or not, etc., etc. You know the story. I've been there as well, by the way. I'm not here to blame anyone, but it's a very common pattern, sadly, among men nowadays. I don't think it was that common like 50 or 100 years ago, but for many reasons that I'm not going to go into today, men nowadays really feel that. I would say it's partially due to education, to society, conditioning, trauma as well, and a bunch of other stuff. But really, these 3 main things is what led men to feel not good enough. And it's kind of fucked up because dating is so unbalanced because of this. It's not because women have it easier or whatever. It's really because men don't feel worthy within themselves. And they seek women's validation. And that's why you end up watching fucking porn, using dating apps when like it's not in your favor, or paying for OnlyFans, or going on dates, acting all needy and all of that. It's only happening because you don't feel fucking good enough inside. That's the truth. So what are these signs that you should recognize when you have an interaction with a woman or when you're about to date a woman? Well, the first one is when she does like you, right? When she does validate you, when she's showing you interest, you feel suddenly this surge of dopamine. You feel so fucking good. You feel overly excited, right? That's a clear sign that you are extrapolating your self-worth to a woman you barely fucking know. You need to understand this. You don't know her. You know her tiny bit. And when she validates you, you start to feel suddenly better about yourself. That's a sign that you're not feeling good enough and you're using her to feel better about yourself. And here is very interesting because it's a difficult practice actually. Because you're feeling good, right? You're feeling validated. And you need to question that. You need to question the fact that you're feeling good, because that's the whole pattern, right? The pattern is you feel validated, but then when you don't feel validated, which leads me to the second sign, well, you start feeling like shit, right? You start feeling horrible. You start questioning your self-worth. You start questioning whether you're attractive or not. You start questioning whether fucking dating is possible nowadays, right? Or maybe it's doomed, right? And I can go on. These 2 first signs are really like the whole pattern of validation. You feel good when you get it. You feel like shit when it's stripped away from you. And there's 2 ways to get out of this cycle. Either you question when it feels good, which is quite challenging because you can be easily addicted to feeling good, right? And so to question the fact that you're feeling good about this is like, well, shit, I don't want to question that. God damn, I'm feeling good right now. It's amazing. I'm always feeling like shit. Like, let's fucking hold on to that. But at the same time, it's an illusion, right? Because it's only happening because she's validating you. You're not validating yourself here. She's validating you, right? But can't you see that it means nothing, her validation, because she barely knows you, and it doesn't even come from yourself. It comes from a woman that you don't fucking know, right? So become aware of the fact that you're feeling good about this validation and question that. Question the hell out of it, right? Now, if you cannot do this, then question when you feel like shit, right? Become conscious of that. And there's a whole internal work that you can do around this need for validation that I'm not going to go into in this video. but it's the stuff that I'm teaching in the Wildman Brotherhood. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. It's a community where I'm giving you voice note coaching. You have access to the rite of passage as well. It's like a masculine initiation, helping you raise your self-esteem. So I recommend, up to you to decide. If not, all good. The third sign is a very tricky one, but so common among nice guys. You suddenly start to change your behavior when you're with her, right? You become a bit more nice, you have less boundaries, you say yes when you mean no, right? You become a people pleaser. This is a clear sign that you're seeking her validation, right? Because again, you want her to like you. And so you're ready to deny yourself to get that shot of validation like a cocaine addict, right? You need it so badly, so you're ready to really deny yourself. And that's the biggest crime you can do against yourself. Because again, you have extrapolated your self-worth to her instead of realizing that the most important thing as a man is to honor yourself. To honor yourself no matter what. To honor your needs, to honor your desires, to honor your voice in the sense that, well, what does my truth looks like right now? What do I want to express right now? And moment by moment, you ask yourself this question, right? And it's going to be uncomfortable because sometimes maybe you need to set a boundary. Maybe you need to have a little bit of a conflict with her, right? Or maybe you need to express your desire while knowing that maybe she will reject you if you do so, right? It's a whole thing that comes out of honoring yourself. And usually when one of my clients really commit to honoring himself, that's when he breaks out of this need of validation, right? Combining that with the internal work. But both like honoring yourself and the internal work will help you get out of this trap of like constantly seeking woman's approval and finally learning to self-love, right? To really genuinely loving yourself by honoring yourself, right? So maybe that looks very simple on paper right now. I'm telling you, well, you just need to do a little bit of inner work, right? And then you have to honor yourself. Very simple. But at the same time, the inner work is going to be complicated in the sense that sometime you're going to have to face aspects of yourself that look fucking ugly, that feel uncomfortable. For example, I'm working with a client right now who has this validation issue, and he realized that he has a part of himself that feels like a loser, right? And so for him to face that, to face the fact that there is a voice in him that thinks he's a loser, is fucking uncomfortable, right? And the whole inner work is to accept this voice, to give love to this voice, right? To not push it away anymore, because it has been running in the shadow for so long, right? So it's time to bring light to it and to heal it, right? To integrate it back into the psyche with acceptance, love, and compassion, right? And so here, inner work for him looks like loving being a loser, accepting being a loser, right? Because a part of him feels like this. And that's tough. That's confronting. That's not easy. And of course, your ego is going to take a hit. But at the same time, it's the only way to be authentic when you attract women. Not because you're finally a loser, but more like, yeah, I'm loving this part of me that feels like a loser, but it doesn't mean I am a loser. That's the very important distinction. Inner work is not about like falling into your emotions, your insecurities and fears and not doing anything about them. It's about accepting them so that they have less control over you, right? And that's a very clear difference, because I don't want you to confuse this whole work, right? Oh, if I do this inner work, I'm going to be like emotionally constipated and blah, blah, blah. No. If you do it the right way, you're going to raise your self-esteem, my brother. But first you have to deal with the dirt. Like, for example, this inner loser, right? Fucking uncomfortable to face that. But at the same time, it's the only way to be truly authentic and truly confident without faking it, right? For example, for myself, I had to face the part of me that was really, really shy, you know, shy to the point of like, I don't want to go into, the crowded streets because it's too much. It's overwhelming. I had I had a part of me that was really like this, you know, so scared. And I had to accept this. I had to love this. And it's goddamn uncomfortable again, right? Thank you for watching. If you're interested in joining the Wildman Brotherhood, the link is in the description. And I see you, my brother.